Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm Carlos Smith. They call me the credit guard, and I've been helping people fix their credit and buy homes all across the country. The biggest issue that I've seen is people really just don't understand. Like, how do we help the people understand?
No, it's a great point. I wish I'd have talked to you about 2 months ago, man, when I was getting a house with my brother, but that's another story.
Yeah.
It's extremely important and valuable. As we know, home ownership is the escalator into the middle class for so many people because it's an investment, it's property that can at some point be leveraged against a loan to be able to procure more money, more properties, and to stabilize you economically. And to explain to folk that home ownership is extremely valuable, because if you're renting every month, no disrespect to those who are renting and who have to rent, but then you're not accumulating any equity.
Yes.
And if you're not accumulating any equity, you won't be able to leverage that home ownership in defense of other things you want to do. So I think that it's extremely important, it's extremely valuable. And we gotta tell people, would you rather own your own thing, or would you ask somebody else what they're doing? You have to beg, borrow, require, proceed to try to get something from someone else that you don't own. And when you don't own it, it's a different story. So home ownership is valuable existentially, psychologically, and economically as well.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So with that being said, how do we, help get the education out here for the people who really need it? And because, like I see, they really don't understand what utilization is. They don't know the requirements to get into a home.
Right.
And they run away from the issue because they're practically afraid of, just thinking about doing something that they've never done before and never had any guidance for.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, look, I got a PhD from an Ivy League school, and that thing was prohibitive. I was like, I ain't sending y'all no more papers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It is prohibitive now,
Yeah.
but the thing is, we got to overcome that. Like you said, you got to tell people, check it out. You got to have a certain set of credentials available, but something that, not anything that you can't do. What are your taxes? What have you been paying on in the past? What do you own already? If we tell people, look, you provide that kind of information, what you get in return is an investment that allows you to do a lot of things. First of all, own a home. That's extremely important. And also have something that will be of value to your children. I mean, it's not just you. It's, your spouse or your loved one or somebody that you're partnered with. It's also about the future and the people who are coming behind you. But look, you got to say, it ain't the bill collector. I know how that feeling is. Look, if you ask me for some more stuff, man, I don't know. You might pass my information along to people I don't know to. So, okay, and that's just me projecting. But the thing is that, you got to tell people, it does seem prohibitive at first. It seems forbidding, and a formidable act. But once you get into it, you feel good. You know what you're getting. You know what you're putting down. You look at the interest rates. You begin to see there are programs available that might be able to help you get a loan, especially if you're a low-income African American or minoritized population. And then when you start doing it, you'll see the great reward that's in the wings. So we got to tell people. I mean, you look like a rapper. You could probably go out there and rap a song. And get
Probably could.
Yeah. Or at least an R&B jam, But we got to figure out, look, if we could get churches involved, if we could get, local lodges involved, if we could get sororities and fraternities involved, it would make a big difference.
Yeah.
If they had a kind of seminars at churches or local community organizations, at the library. Does anybody go to the library anymore? Go to the library, as we used to say, because that's where the lies are buried. But if you figure out how to get the information out to people where they go and where they frequent on a weekly basis, that would make a tremendous difference.
All right, so I heard that you in a speech before. I don't know who you were speaking to, and you were talking about Facebook, Instagram, social media.
Right.
You got some good information out there. You got some bad information out there.
Right.
And I've been studying with guys like Ty Lopez, some of the top guys in the business of marketing that have cracked that code.
Right.
And now that I'm understanding the algorithm, it's about what you look at, what you feed your brain every day. It's the food that you put into your body, right? Into your mind.
That's right.
So people can change their own algorithm just by researching the right things on Google, YouTube.
That's great.
Stuff like that.
That's a great point. In fact, I saw a conservative commentator who was beating up on black people, but he posted hey, this keeps showing up on my site and it was some kind of pornography. Somebody tell them. That's because you've been looking for that, bro.
You did that.
Bro, you've been looking at that before. It
Yeah.
ain't like out of the blue. So the thing is, if you start looking, there are plenty of sites on Instagram that talk about financial literacy, that
Yes,
speak
it is.
about people owning their own property,
Yes.
ownership and its value, ownership and the good things that can accrue to you as a result of that. So you're absolutely right. And there's so much free information. Now you're right, some of it is bad, but when you get into people like you and others who are trained and we learn to trust, there's so much valuable information that's out there that can help people do 1, 2, 3, the economically feasible steps to procuring a home and what kind of documents are necessary to make it less formidable. Look, I recently had cataract surgery. I can see now. I can see clearly. Okay. And the thing is that beforehand I was like, I'm scared. Like, what they're gonna do? It's my eyes. It's how I make my living. I don't want to jack that up. And then when I had to, I had to have the surgery on the first one, the right one. I was like, it's a piece of cake after that. I was far more comfortable. I went there singing the song, whistling and everything, like I was Cynthia Erivo, whistling the song, and laid back and allowed the surgeon to do her thing.
Yeah.
It's the same way with home ownership. There are a lot of things out there that make us nervous. A lot of lies we've been told, a lot of fantasies and gossip. That's just not true.
Yes.
So when you begin to study it for yourself, you can see, hey, this is something I can achieve. So when we have people like you out there on Facebook or on Google or YouTube and the like, it makes it far more easy for people to be able to do what they need to do in order to get a home.
Yes. And I love doing it too.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, sir.
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
All right.